My sophomore year at UNC, we're about to play pickup. In walks in Michael Jordan. Now, what makes it so surprising that he's going to play pickup? This is after MJ's first retirement. So he says, hey, fellas, you mind if I play with y'all? You god dang right we don't mind, Mike. Come on over here and get the plane. Mike walks in. He got the traditional MJ gear on. He got all the Jordan gear. He got the shirt tucked into the shorts, pulled up to the belly button. You know how Mike does. Right away, he's looking like vintage Mike, even though he's retired. MJ, fade away. Perfect. Him and Jerry Stackhouse are matched up against each other. He's getting the better of the matchup. Now, at this time, everybody will tell you UNC players weren't used to seeing anybody get the better of Jerry Stackhouse in summer pickup. He pretty much ran the run back then. But on this day, it was MJ's day. He goes on to win 8-9 games in a row. His team doesn't lose. Afterwards, I'm like, yo, Mike, are you in like a men's league in Chicago? Like, are you just still doing basketball workouts? How are you still looking this good? He's like, men's league? He said, brother, I ain't picked up a basketball in 2 years. And then he tossed me the ball and started laughing. Grabbed him a cigar as he was walking on the way out. So there's levels to this, big fella. He wasn't lying. GOAT behavior. Kobe Bryant is the most competitive person that I have ever met. I once saw him spend well over $100,000 to prove a point to a poker player that he did not know. It's the summertime. I'm in Vegas at the club having a good time with my boys. In walks Kobe Bryant. It's Kobe, Vanessa, his security, and Nico Harrison. Yes, that Nico Harrison. There's a random poker player staring at Kobe Bryant. That guy orders 4 bottles. Kobe walks over to me and Nico and says, hey, fellas, watch this. Kobe orders 6 bottles. It's just him and Vanessa and Nico. I thought that was a little excessive, but that ain't my business, though. Now, the poker player doubles down. He orders 10 bottles. Kobe's hot. He orders 12 bottles, and then he gives me 4 of them. He says, here, Spence, here you go. My boy said, did he just call you Spencer Haywood? I said, don't worry about that. He just gave us 4 free bottles of Ace of Spades. Now, the poker player doubles down. He orders 15 bottles. Kobe's had enough. He's about to shut it down. He orders 20 bottles. They cut the music. All you see is sparklers. They start playing the NBA on NBC theme song. Kobe starts passing the bottles out to random people in the club. He walks out with Vanessa holding 1 bottle and a sparkler up in the air. Me and Nico Harrison take a look at the bill, way over $100,000. Kobe didn't even know this. Everybody's had the GOAT debate. But in 2015, after Game 2 of the NBA Finals, me and Kendrick Perkins had the GOAT debate in front of one of the GOATs. All right, let me set the scene for you. We just win Game 2. LeBron James is coming off of 39 points, 16 rebounds, and 11 assists. We flying back to Cleveland. Team morale's at an all-time high. Out of nowhere, mid-flight, you hear Kendrick Perkins yell, he got to be better than Jordan, don't he? At this point, I think he must be talking about Montel Jordan, because he damn sure ain't talking about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I immediately walk up to the front of the plane, and I'm in debate mode, going hard for Jordan the whole time. Kendrick Perkins, he stands up, he's riding for LeBron James. He's talking about the assists. He's talking about the rebounds, the overall floor game. I'm talking about Jordan. 6 rings to, at this point, LeBron James is 2 rings. He's saying what he got to say. I'm saying what I got to say. We get to debating so hard, we forget LeBron James is sitting there. He's just watching in amazement as we have this conversation like he's not even there. I look over to my left. At one point, LeBron is just staring at me, biting his fingernails. You know anything about LeBron James? When he start biting them nails, it ain't going to be good for you. The plane finally lands. We get off. Mike Miller says, hey, man, you might have overplayed your hand, killer. LeBron probably going to have you playing for the Puerto Rican Poodles next year. Now, I wasn't back the next year, and that probably wasn't the reason why, but it damn sure couldn't have helped. Deion then learns that he had to go, so they traded him.
Yeah.
Cole, but he's from Philly too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They traded him in Philly in the middle of the national anthem. True story.
That's crazy.
I promise you. I mean, we're looking around and
he didn't even play?
Huh?
He didn't play that game.
I mean, hell no. He got
traded
right.
in the middle of the national anthem. They went and yanked him out the lineup. They cut the lights. They start singing, "Oh, say can you see?" And we see security walk out of there and grab like, "Hey, you, get out of here." You know, like what? Yeah, they trade like go. I promise you, I'm not making it up.
That's crazy.
Deion Waiters got traded in the middle of the national anthem in his hometown. His whole family sitting there in the front row. Meek Mill, everybody.
Damn.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Y'all thought I was finished. Mike Tyson wanted my date back. Dog, recklessly eyeballing her the whole night. I'm looking over there like, does Mike know her from somewhere? We step outside Pearl nightclub. Mike Tyson's SUV pull up. The back window go down. he stick his head out. Yo, shorty, come here. He talking to her like I'm not 7 feet 265 standing right beside her. She looking at me. I start looking up in the air. I don't want to make eye contact with Mike. I guess he thought she was with Lennox Lewis. She was sadly mistaken because I wasn't gonna fight Mike. Then he says it again. He's like, shorty, what you gonna do? Come here, come here. She keep looking at me. I'm like, baby, I'm not going over there. You might need to go with Mike so you can save both of us. Finally, Mike's people say, Mike, yo, come on, we gotta go. Yeah. He says it again, shorty, come on, let's go. I guess her silence wasn't a big enough no for Mike. Finally, they pull off. Dog, you know, she got mad at me. She like, why didn't you say something? I'm like, I thought it was self-explanatory. It's Mike Tyson. If he would have cracked open that door, she would have seen how fast I was. All I'm saying is, I know she had heels on. She would have just had to keep up. Hey, at the end of the day, she walked off. I tried to walk her to her car. She turned around. She was like, don't be trying to be a hero now. And kept it pushing. Mike Tyson ruined my whole night. One of the greatest stories never told is how Kobe Bryant gave Michael Jordan, his mentor, 42 points in the first half, Mike's last time in LA. Listen, brother, I've never seen anybody hotter than this in my life. And I guess the crowd hadn't either. At this point, Jay-Z has a song out called Hovey, baby. Can't shake the unshakable, break the unbreakable. It's Hovey, baby. Kobe's so hot that throughout the whole second quarter, the crowd, which is normally a wine and cheese crowd at the Staples Center, they take it upon themselves to remix the song by their damn self. All you hear the whole second quarter is, can't shake the unshakable, break the unbreakable. It's Kobe, baby. I've never felt this. I've never seen an environment like this. I got caught up in it myself. The next time the DJ played the song, I was over there bobbing on the bench. It's Kobe, baby.
And as far as Ron goes, I don't think that Ron knew it was an all-star game. Like, because, you know, Ron only played one way. And so, like, I'll never forget, we come to the bench, and Ron was like, you know how you get to talking all fast in New York? Yo, son, I was out here playing all hard. I'm playing defense and everything. Nobody can give me the ball, son. The next mother ever to take a shot and don't pass me the ball getting snuffed out. That's on everything, son. I was like, oh, my God, he is crazy. They swung that thing to me, boy, I damn near handed it to him. I didn't want to get snuffed out. He seemed sincere. and so, like, that was my Ron Artest moment. I'm like, dog, this dude just threatened everybody on our team in the middle of the game. The coach is looking around at us. We like, man, y'all handle him, man. We don't know what to do.
Would you believe me if I told you that the LeBron James, Deshawn Stevenson beef all started at a random nightclub in Chicago? Well, that's exactly what happened. Drew Gooden, who used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, now plays for the Chicago Bulls. Drew and Deshawn are lifelong friends dating all the way back to high school. They meet up at the club. Deshawn's in the middle of the club talking about how good his defense is. Now, me personally, back then, when I was going to the club, I was looking for models and bottles, not trying to prove I was the defensive player of the year. But I digress. Deshawn starts naming all the players that he's locked up this year. He names LeBron James. Drew Gooden's like, listen, you ain't never locked up LeBron James. When I played for Cleveland, he told us he thought your game was low-key trash. D-Steve got the big eyes. That hit him in his sore spot. He can't believe LeBron would disrespect his defense like that. We're about to play the Cavs in about 2 weeks. Deshawn tells us, when I see LeBron, I'm going to tell him I'm going to bust his ass, lock him up, and smack him. And I need y'all to back me up. Come again and say, what? You need us to do what? I think he's just playing. But when the Cavs came to town, D-Steve made sure LeBron James actually got that message. You ever seen your boy about to do something stupid and you know it's stupid, but you got to ride with him anyway? Yeah, that was me. March 13th, 2008, Deshawn Stevenson is still irate about LeBron James disrespecting his defense, so much so that when he walks in the building, he sees Damon Jones, who at this time plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He tells him, hey, make sure you tell LeBron I'm gonna bust his ass tonight and smack. Damon Jones looks up with a smirk on his face. You sure you want me to tell that message to LeBron James? D. Stevenson says, yeah, just like that. And just to make sure that LeBron got the message, D. Steve told him that right before the game at the
jump ball. Now, at this point, LeBron James is really taking this serious. And I can tell, because he started nodding his head, but ain't nobody asking no question. Now, I know I got the ride out for my brother. Because when you see your boy crashing out, I know I'm always going to jump in the car shotgun when you're going over the cliff, like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard, minus the racism. Now, on this night, we would actually win the game. Deshawn Stevenson would lock up LeBron James on the final possession, and after the game, he would go on to tell the media that LeBron James is overrated. LeBron gets wind of this, and he says, man, I'm not responding to that. That's like Jay-Z responded to Soulja Boy. Why Soulja Boy catching strays? I thought this was cute, a little bit funny. Deshawn Stevenson did not. The Deshawn Stevenson-LeBron James beef would spill into the 2008 playoffs. Now, the Cavs would take games 1 and games 2. Game 2, I actually get thrown out for a flagrant foul against LeBron James. He's trying to hurt me. At least that's what he said, but that's not the case. Let's get to game 3. Game 3 is where all the fun stuff starts. Remember, LeBron James said that he is Jay-Z. Deshawn Stevenson is Soulja Boy. Deshawn Stevenson decided to lean into that. So much so that he had Soulja Boy come to game 3, sit front row with the D. Steve jersey on with the shades on. We smacked the Cavs 108-72. I guess you could say Soulja Boy kind of turned our swag on. D. Steve had 5 threes of his own. But the series would take a turn. Between games 3 and game 4, LeBron James would get Jay-Z to drop a diss track called Blow the Whistle against Deshawn Stevenson. Damon Jones and the Cleveland Cavaliers walked this diss track into Love nightclub where they play it over and over again. This was the toughest part of the series to me, because D. Steve was like, yo, B, is this song really that hot? I was like, nah, it ain't that hot. Boy, I'm lying my ass off. That song hotter than Georgia asphalt. The Cavs would go on to win the playoff series 4-2, but that would not be the end of this beef between these two guys. It would spill on all the way to when me and Deshawn were in Dallas in 2011, but the outcome would be slightly different. The year is 2011. The Dallas Mavericks have just won the Western Conference Finals. We're on our way to play the Miami Heat and the Big Three. I'm talking to Dirk in the locker room. It's a big fella. We're going to need you. This is going to be a tough series. We got the Big Three coming up next. He said, it's going to be a tough series, but I don't see them as a Big Three. I was like, what you mean? He said, if they were a real Big Three, I was a free agent that year, they would have came and got me. I said, oh, I ain't used to seeing Dirk talk that gangster. Big fella's confidence was through the roof, higher than Snoop on 420. He said, listen, I know I was one of the best free agents in that class, so if they were really forming a Big Three, my name needed to be included in that. I said, man, I didn't know Big Fella had that type of gangster. I didn't know he was on that type of time. It's no surprise he was the finals MVP, and we went on to shock the Heat. Big Fella knew what it was off the gate. Ain't no Big Three, it's just Big Me. In 2004, the Wizards and Bulls would get into a preseason melee, and your boy would be at the forefront of it. Let me tell you how it went down. That year in training camp, Coach Jordan says, as a team, we have to be physical and tougher. Brendan, you're the team enforcer. Never really been called an enforcer before, but you know what? I was like, Coach, say less, I got you. Fast forward to the game, Kirk Heinrich and Larry Hughes, they get into a little brouhaha. Remember, I'm the enforcer. I hear Coach Jordan in my head. So I walk over there and I do what enforcers do. I enforce. I push Kirk Heinrich dead in his chest. The Bulls have their own enforcer. His name is Antonio Davis. If you ain't seen Antonio Davis, he's built like he works for club security. He checks me and pushes me dead in my back. Now me and Antonio Davis are mano a mano. He starts pointing in my face. Something in my head says, you know what? You should smack Antonio Davis. Wrong answer, but I did it anyway. Smack Antonio Davis. He is now charging after me like he's Myles Garrett trying to sack the quarterback. I am backpedaling hell. I am moonwalking like Michael Jackson. And now I say, you know what? I'm going to take a stand. I throw a punch, and I miss. Now Antonio Davis tackles me to the ground. He cocks back. He has me on the ground. He's about to do me dirty. My angel in the outfield, my favorite Wizard player of all time, Michael Ruffin, saves me. Won't let Antonio Davis get a punch off at all. Mike Ruffin might not know this, but he officially got written into my will that night, him and his kids. Let me tell you about the time that Prince took over the VIP section at a club I was at. It's the mid to early 2000s. Me and Jared Jeffries decided to go out to a club in Atlanta. Not that type of club. I know when you mention Atlanta, you got to be specific. We're talking to the club promoter. We said, hey man, we want a section at the top at the VIP where the balconies are at. He's like, nah, I can't sell you a VIP section up there. The whole upper level has been sold out. We said to who? He's like, a big wig, I can't tell you. We buy a section downstairs on the floor. Everything's going well, but then we start seeing all the who's going to the VIP section up top. So me and Jared Jeffries, being the young NBA players we are, we walk over there. We try to walk up the steps. There's 3 big security guards. They say, nah, my man, you can't get up there.
I said, my man, we play for the Washington Wizards. Bro was looking at me like, I don't care if you play for the 92 Bulls. You can't get up here. Now, I see this little small person peek his head out from behind security and then duck back in, but I can't tell who it is. And then the person just runs up the steps. We go back, we sit down. I'm staring up at the VIP section all night long, wondering why I can't get in. All of a sudden, looking over the balcony, I notice it's Prince. And he's staring directly at me. We lock eyes, and he's swirling a champagne glass. Apparently, Prince doesn't drink. But here's the thing. The champagne glass is filled with milk. I guess he's the only one that's going to party like 1999 this night. Game over. Blouses win. One of my favorite playoff moments of all time comes from one Gilbert Arenas. I'm going to take you back to 2005, Game 5, in Chicago, 5 seconds left. Now, for the record, Gilbert Arenas is 4 for 14 at the time. We're in Chicago, and he's more inaccurate than Justin Fields on a windy day at Soldier Field. If you're from Chicago, you know exactly how inaccurate that is. So that's why Coach Jordan drew the play up for Larry Hughes, who has 33 points at this moment. Gilbert Arenas is supposed to zipper to the top of the key, draw all the attention to him, all eyes on me, like he's Tupac, be a decoy, and then throw the ball or dribble handoff to Larry Hughes. Everybody gets to play, so I thought. The game starts, Gilbert Arenas catches the ball. He doesn't dribble to Larry. He goes the opposite direction. He dribbles to Tyson Chandler, and Kirk Heinrich pulls up iconic legendary shot. Bang! Ball game. We all rush Gilbert Arenas. We run to the locker room. We go celebrate. I said, hey, Gil, man, how did you know not to give the ball to Larry and to shoot it yourself? With a straight face, this man looked me dead in my eye sockets and said, Larry was supposed to get the ball? He had no clue. He said, man, I didn't know that Larry was supposed to get the ball. When I saw Coach Jordan draw up the play, I just watched enough to realize where I was going to get the ball. And then from there, I just figured out how I was going to get my shot. I said, Gil, you weren't even having a good game. He said, I knew I was going to shoot that one. Boy, that boy got more faith in himself than a Southern Baptist preacher. Glad it worked out, though. One common misconception about basketball players is that they all watch basketball. That is not the case. Some guys do not watch basketball at all. I found that out right away as a rookie in the NBA. We're in Philadelphia. We just finished playing the 76ers. Myself and Popeye Jones are in the locker room. Kwame Brown walks in. He says, hey, man, the Philadelphia 76ers team doctor was outside, and he was talking to me about catching the ball and post moves and things of that nature, how he wanted to work with me. Now I'm confused. Why is the Philadelphia team doctor talking to one of our rookies about his basketball games? I got 21 questions like 50 Cent and Nate Dogg at this point. We all walk out the locker room. Me and Popeye Jones look to the right. The doctor that Kwame's talking about is Dr. J. I said, Lord Jesus, it's going to be a long year for this kid. I won a championship in Dallas, but my funniest stories are by far from D.C. So you know how your coach sometimes try to give you like the hype speech? Eddie Jordan gave us the worst hype speech of all time before a playoff game in Chicago. We about to play the Bulls. It's game 1. I'm not lying. Sam came up there with a knife, cut his hand. Hey, then he started smearing his blood on the whiteboard, talking about, I'm taking a blood oath. So I was sitting there like, what in the Voodoo Nation is going on here?
That ain't it.
Is Coach Haitian? The Bulls smacked us by about 15. We lost the game.
Man.
But the whole team was looking at Eddie Jordan during that speech like, fam, why did you think this was going to get us hyped? I won a championship in Dallas, but my funniest stories are by far from D.C., yo. D.C.'s the best. Me and Stephen A. Smith went on a double date one time. A two-man, as the young boys might say. He ends up giving me some of the best dating advice I ever got. So it's me, my live-in girlfriend, her friend, and Stephen A. Smith. It's around 2010, 2011. We're in Miami at Prime 112. We're having a good time. Out of nowhere, me and my live-in girlfriend get into a heated debate at the table. We make everybody a little uncomfortable. The women eventually leave, go to the bathroom. Stephen A. Smith looks around to make sure the coast is clear. He leans in. Hey, Brendan, you a good brother, and normally a good brother like you doesn't get talked to like that. My first thought is, why in the hell are you hitting me with the first take voice? There's no cameras around here. The second thing I thought to myself was, maybe Stephen A. Smith is right, and I deserve better. The two women come to the table. The night it is what it is. We go our separate ways. I was actually supposed to get engaged later on that year, but I couldn't shake the image of Stephen A. Smith in my head saying I deserve better than that. Eventually, I would break up with this girl. which would lead me to find the lovely woman that I am with today. I guess she has Stephen A. Smith to thank for our marriage. In 2011, Jason Terry knew the Dallas Mavericks were going to win a championship before anybody else on the team. It's the middle of the season. We're at Deshawn Stevenson's house. The tattoo artist comes over. Jason Terry says, man, I'm getting the Larry O'Brien championship trophy tatted on my inner bicep. I said, hey, brother, tattoos are forever. You might want to hold off until we actually win. He said, nah, man, it's a mindset. You got to believe. He said, Brendan, do you believe? I was like, yeah. I did not, in fact, believe to that degree, but I couldn't let him see that. So I tell him, yeah, Jay, I believe. Go do it. He gets the tattoo done. The tattoo artist says, hey, my man, you want one? Nah, homie, I'm good. I'm going to sit this one out. Fast forward, NBA Finals. Jason Terry's playing at a high level. He's hitting 3 after 3, carrying us in Game 6, flexing, showing the trophy. He looks at me. Wood, I told you gotta believe. Let me tell you a little story about how I became known as the people's champion. Eton Thomas storms into the locker room, kicks open the door. Boom! Hey, man, keep my name out your mouth. Now, I don't know what he's talking about, but allegedly my agent said something in the paper that he didn't like. And he held me personally responsible. He runs up on me in the locker room. I stand up to defend myself. You hear Karan Butler yell, hey, man, y'all sit down. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing anyway. Hey, my man, I need you to read the room. This is the real deal. It's not a test. Eton gets active right after that. Pow! He throws a punch, connects, hits me right in the face. Now he cocks back for a haymaker. Luckily for me, I ducked. That punch went wide right like a Scott Norwood field goal. That left him off balance. I scoop him, slam him into the locker. Now these lockers are made of wood, so when his back hit that locker, all you heard was him yell out, oh! Uh-oh, do I sense weakness? Now I jump on top of him, I get 3 to 4 good ones off. I'm having my way like I'm Usher. The team pulls me off of him, we both tumble out of the locker. Unfortunately for Eton, he gets grabbed by Mike Ruffin, one of the strongest dudes in the locker room. I get grabbed by the team trainer who only weighs 150 pounds. I push the team trainer off and I get me 2 more good ones off. Some people might say that was a cheap shot, but you know what I say? When opportunity knocks, punch twice. They crown me the winner, even though I was the underdog on the cards. Nobody thought I was going to win. You hear Gilbert Arenas yelling, oh my God, get him, B-Wood. B-Wood's the people's champion. And that's how I got the nickname. The hardest I ever got dunked on in my life was by Kevin Durant. But what I need you to know is it was not my fault. There were several factors that led to my demise. First and foremost, we had Peja Stojakovic guarding Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant known for his offense, Peja Stojakovic not known for his defense. So I'm going to start out by blaming the coaching staff. I'm putting it on you, Rick Carlisle. The second problem is the Oklahoma City Thunder had a specific play. On said play, we were supposed to send Kevin Durant to his left hand because there's an overload over there. When they called the play, everybody on the team understood the assignment except for Peja Stojakovic. I found out the hard way. As I shift to the left-hand side of the court, Peja Stojakovic lets Kevin Durant go right. Uh-oh, trouble. I get over there just in time to get dunked on. Boom! When you get dunked on in your home stadium, your home crowd won't cheer for it. You just know it's bad because you'll hear the whole building say, ooh. As I turn around and look at Peja, he says, my bad, B-Wood. I kind of opened up the gate on that one. I said, open up the gate? Brother, you open up the gate, the screen door, the back door, and the front door. And that's how I got dunked on by Kevin Durant. These are the 10. It's around 2011, 2012. I'm playing for the Dallas Mavericks. We're in Los Angeles to play the Lakers. The night before the game, I step out, I go to the club. I happen to be beside one of my favorite comedians. Kevin Hart's section is right beside my section. He's there with 2 of the Wayans brothers. I can't remember which 2, but I know 2 of the Wayans brothers was there. I didn't think Kevin Hart knew who the hell I was. Out of nowhere, Kevin Hart leans over and says, hey man, I play with you on the video game all the time and your dunk meter's high as hell. I be killing people with you, dunking on everybody. There's 1,000 things I could have said. I could have said, man, thank you. I appreciate it. But I picked the exact wrong thing. I look Kevin Hart square in his eyeballs and I say, all right, all right, all right. Kevin Hart looks up at me and says, hey, my man, please don't ever do that again. And that was my Kevin Hart experience.
Vince would do something like just once a day that you just be like,
wait, listen. Once a day.
Once a day is crazy.
Like, you know, like once a day, Vince would just do something like, and for him, it'd be so easy. The very first jump ball, boing, first possession, somehow gets swung to Vince. Somebody overcommits to the jump shot. There's a problem already.
Yeah, that's a problem already.
I'm at the top of the key. I can't get there.
Yeah.
He's going down the baseline. It's actually Coach Williams' son, Scott Williams. Scott tried to take a charge.
Oh, Scotty.
Cleared him.
Scott was a step outside of the paint. Vince flew over his head like the Jumpman sign and dunked it. Bow! I mean, attacked the rim like the rim owed him money. And so I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, this is different. Oh man. They ain't got athletes like this in Greensboro. It's 2006. We're about to play the Lakers. Gilbert Arenas is talking crazy about how he's going to give these boys big time work. I tell him, if you get the cooking out there, tell Kobe if he's the black Mamba, you're the black Mongoose. He was like, what's that? I said, they're rivals. Trust me, Kobe will know exactly what you're talking about. Gil goes on to drop 60, but he can't think of the name of the animal. After the game, we get stuck on the runway in L.A. Karan's on the phone with Kobe. Gil walks up to me. Hey, B. Wood, what's the name of that animal that fights the Mamba, their rival? What is it, the black monkey? I said, nah, please don't tell Kobe you're the black monkey. He's going to think you're stupid. It's the black mongoose. He's like, yeah, that's it. Hey, Karan, put Kobe on speakerphone. Karan puts Kobe on speakerphone. Gil proceeds to tell him, hey, man, if you the black Mamba, I'm the black mongoose. As Kobe tries to talk, Gil cuts him off and just keeps yelling, mongoose, mongoose, mongoose. All you hear is Kobe say, you asked for this. Click, hangs up the phone. Now I'm thinking we don't play them for another 2 months. Maybe Kobe forgot. I was sadly mistaken. He walks into the Verizon Center 2 months later, doesn't shake anybody's hand at the jump ball, walks straight to Gil, smacks him on the butt hard as hell, and says, just remember, you asked for this. Kobe goes on to give us 40 points, pulls out a 360 dunk, does the airplane dance at the end. Lakers beat us by 20. I learned a very valuable lesson that day. Don't mess with the black Mamba.
It's my second year. We about to go out before the game. They play in the club. The beat hits. Dun, 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 dun. The beat's so fire that Michael Jordan starts automatically dancing. Mike forgets. He can't dance. Like Mike dancing. Mike is a great basketball player. Can't dance to save his life. Right? So he like the beat hits, and he's like, oh! He gets like this old man shoulder shake type thing. I don't know what the hell Mike was doing. It was bad. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it. Me and Jared Jeffries look at each other, and we immediately start bawling out laughing. We are in each other's arms laughing at Mike dancing. Mike stops the dance, stares at us, and says, man, what y'all think so funny, huh? Huh? I have both. He said, I have both y'all traded to Vancouver. They don't even have a team no more. You remember in the early 2000s, they had the spinning rims. Free wells, the spinning rims were the big thing. They spinning. Juan Dixon got a new Escalade, but he had the fake spinning rims on them joints. They don't spin. They kind of spin, but they don't spin automatically like they're supposed to. He pulled up with the new Escalade with the fake spinning rims, and when I tell you they killed this man for the first 30 minutes of that flight, and somebody yelled out, Juan Dixon's rims faking the Steve Harvey hairline. Like they were nonstop. The next joke, Juan Dixon's rim only spin in the middle of a tornado. I was like, somebody's like, yo, Juan got to hop out at the light and spin all 4 tires and get back in. No, they said he bought his rims from the hood guy in the barbershop that be selling pit bull puppies and fake throwback jerseys. Then it got quiet out of nowhere. Chris Whitney was like, yo, Juan got some Lee Person rims. I'm like, man, come on. And that was the person I seen get it the worst. Because everybody jumped in, and it was consistent for like the first 45 minutes of the plane trip, dog. This is how the story ends. He didn't have no comebacks. He just kept getting the jokes. Juan never drove that car again. When we touched down, he took the car back. We never saw that Escalade again.
Every team has that one guy that you have to make sure knows the plays going into the game. For us, that player was Nick Young. Our coach at the time is Ed Tapscott. We used to bounce between a 1-2-2 zone and a 3-2 zone. Coach Tapscott wanted to make sure Nick knew the difference between the two. He asked Nick Young for the hand signal. Nick Young throws up the hand signal. Coach Tapscott says, Nick, what zone coverage is that? Nick Young looks at him and says, it's a 1-2-3 zone. Coach Tapscott says, no, Nick, that's 6 players. You ain't playing tonight. NBA players have status, but musical icons, their status is on a whole nother planet. I found this out when I was in New York. We're in town to play the Knicks. I go to the club. My section is right beside Chris Brown's section. That's right, C. Breezy himself. Now, he has 2 big security guards in front of his section. They're not letting anybody else in. Next thing y'all know, I look up. All the baddies are lined up to get into my section.
I'm thinking, man, my outfit must be hitting tonight. My skin must be glowing. Now, I've had my section popping before, but tonight I'm on and popping for real, for real. What I noticed is these women have figured out that if they came and sat in my section, they could then climb across the couch and creep into Chris Brown's section without his security guard figuring it out. Yeah, they were creeping worse than Diana Rossini. I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, let's keep it going. Me and my boy Antoine watched girl after girl climb over this couch and get into this section. I thought to myself, man, Chris Brown ain't never told me no lies. These girls ain't loyal. The worst prank I've seen was Gilbert Arenas played a prank on Andre Blatch. So you remember that stuff they had back in the day that would keep you hot called Red Hot? You rub it on your skin and it'll stay hot for like 2 hours.
So you got to put it on. You'll put it on your back or you put it on your knee before the game. Yes.
Right. Gilbert Arenas snuck and put some Red Hot inside of Andre Blatch's tights before practice. So Andre Blatch doesn't know. He puts these tights on. All of a sudden, you just hear Andre Blatch hollering, "Ah! Ah!" Chestnuts roasting on the open fire. His man region is hotter than grandma's grit. Andre Blatch takes the tights off. He sprints into the shower. But what people don't realize about Red Hot, when you put water on it, it heats up even more. So he's in the shower screaming, and the only way to get it off you is milk. So somebody had to go run and get this man a gallon of milk. He in the shower butt naked and pour milk on himself. And that's the best prank I've seen. Gilbert Arenas put the Red Hot inside Andre Blatch's tights. Kyrie Irving walks into the Dean Dome one summer to play pickup basketball after his freshman year. As he's walking in, I asked my boy, "Hey man, how good is he?" He's like, "Man, he play like Steve Nash, but way faster." I'm thinking to myself, ain't no way that's true. And just to make sure that things go our way, we stacked the deck. We got all the pro guys on one team, and we got Kyrie Irving with the young guys on the other team. I mean, the deck is really stacked. Kind of like playing poker at Chauncey Billups' house. 3 to 4 games in, I realized this man is AA. That stands for as advertised. He is cutting through 3 generations of UNC point guards like a hot knife through butter. He's pulling out crossovers, step backs, behind the backs, low pity pats. Long story short, he dominated the day with basically the JV team, and that's when I knew that Kyrie Irving was going to be special.
We had no idea who Julius Peppers was. Well, he's from like a small part of North Carolina. Julius went to like a tour. So the only reason we even picked him up was because we beat the brakes off his team, but he was like dunking on everybody. We're like, yo. Hey, that 6'6" guy right there with all the muscles and the big ears, we need to pick him up, coach. I talked about everybody knew where they were ranked. We like, yo, Pep, where are you ranked? And he was like, I don't know. I don't really keep up with it. He's like, I'm actually better in football than basketball. He says he's a running back.
Running back?
We don't know that we're rocking with one of the best football players in the nation. And so we get the magazine, we look in there. He's not ranked with running back. We're like, did you mean you're like one of the best running backs in the state or the nation? I said, the nation. He looks at the magazine, hands it back to us. Top. He was like, had like a gold star. He had his own position. It said utility back. #1 player in the nation, able to play any and every position on the field. We said, yo, dog, I thought you said you was a running back. He said, oh, my bad. I also play tight end, fullback, defensive end, linebacker. So you every back.
Right.
You every back but quarterback.
Whenever they need you.
These are the tales